I raised a child that isn't mine. When people tell me I'm a good father, I smile and nod, but something inside me twists. They don't know the whole truth. They don't know that the child they're praising me for raising isn't mine, not by blood, not by biology, not in the way that counts when the lights are off and the doubts creep in. I found out the truth years ago. It was a quiet evening, nothing unusual about it, until a single message cracked my world in half. It wasn't even from her, it was from him, the man whose name I didn't know but whose shadow I'd been living with without realizing it. He didn't confess with guilt. He confessed with pride. And that pride became the knife that's still lodged in me. I confronted her. I thought she would deny it, thought she'd break down and beg, but she didn't. She just sat there, calm in a way that still chills me. She admitted it quickly, as if the truth had been waiting just beneath her tongue the whole time. And then she said the words that made me collapse, "But you're the only father he'll ever know." The room spun. I wanted to scream, to leave, to break something, but then I heard my son's laughter from the next room. He was 4 years old then. He came running in with a toy in his hand, smiling like only a child can, innocent, untouched by betrayal. He looked at me and called me Dad, and in that moment I realized the prison I was in. I stayed. God help me, I stayed. I told myself it was for him. That he needed stability, that he didn't deserve the fallout of choices he never made. And in a way, that's true. But it was also fear. Fear of what people would say. Fear of what he would think of me if I left. Fear that I wasn't strong enough to start over. The years passed, and I raised him as if he were my own. I went to school plays, soccer games, late-night fevers, and heartbreaks. I was there for every milestone, every scraped knee, every tear. From the outside, I was the perfect father. And maybe in some ways, I was. But inside, there was always a shadow. A whisper that said, "He isn't yours. He was never yours." Sometimes I'd catch myself studying his face. The curve of his nose, the color of his eyes, the shape of his smile. I'd search for myself in him, and every time I came up empty. People would say, "He looks just like you," and I'd force a laugh, wondering if they were blind or if they were just being kind. My wife, God, even calling her that feels wrong now, moved on as if nothing had happened. She cooked dinner, paid bills, kissed me goodnight, and went on living while I carried the truth like a weight chained around my neck. I thought about leaving every day. I thought about exposing her, tearing the lie into the open. But then my son would run into my arms, call me Dad, and the words would die in my throat. Now he's grown. A teenager with his own life, his own dreams, his own sense of self. He has no idea that the man who raised him is a man living a lie. And I can't bring myself to tell him. Because no matter what the DNA says, I am his father. I always have been. I always will be. But the truth eats at me every night, reminding me that my love was built on a lie.